Hi Dawn! You are first, congrats. Who is AE? Hello, I. Oh my god. And anyways, I switched it. I changed the opening. Well, I don't think this one changes, but this dude Sam's will simply have to stop being rage rated. Hi Ruby. There was this weird guy in here a second ago. I'm glad you're here now. Okay. There were 5 humans in the kitchen, but it was very quiet, filled only with the sound of the rain. Don't know that guy, bro. It was only accented by the sound of Shannon and Kumasawa washing the dishes. Goda was using the leftovers from breakfast and lunch as ingredients for a soup. Rosa had suspected that poison might have been added to the food, so they decided to eat canned goods, but it hadn't been too satisfying. But Goda thought she was being too cautious. So he was spontaneously creating a soup to be served only to those who wanted some. Shannon and Kumasawa were washing the dishes that the food had been arranged on. On the inside, they thought maybe Goda should wash them since he'd been the one who wanted the food arranged on plates in the first place. But they left their complaints unsaid for the time being. Genji and Nanjo were facing each other across a crude chess set that had many years of experience. I gotta learn how to play chess, like, goodly. There would be an Umineko reference if I do. The game had still only just begun, and because the opening game of this experienced players had been honed to perfection, it looked like a ceremony where they just moved specified pieces in a specified order.
That's a nice aroma. You wouldn't get this from canned food. It was made only from sealed ingredients, so there won't be any poison mixed in. I am making enough for everyone, so please eat. Of course, I will also taste for poison. Please feel secure and eat. That's a really nice aroma. Kota-san, the food you cook really is delicious. Being able to create delicious food when you buy delicious ingredients is hardly special. My master taught me that a true cook needs to perfect their ability to make delicious food from whatever is on hand. That's a good master. Thanks to him, it looks like we'll be able to enjoy some truly delicious soup.
Although it is a shame that it was made from ingredients intended for all of the family members to eat.
I'm sure Rosa-san is tired after everything that happened this morning. It is only natural. But thanks to that, we get to drink some soup made from delicious ingredients.
Rosa had fervently warned everyone that they didn't understand the danger they were in, and that they must assume the poison was mixed in with the food. The mood at the time had led them to agree, but hunger wasn't something that could be swayed by a momentarily emotion like that.
Ironically, we ended up with a soup that we normally wouldn't be able to savor. If possible, I would like to serve it to everyone in the parlor, but...
Saying that it would violate Rosa-sama's instructions. You had best give up on that idea. It's enough that only those who want to eat it do so.
Skillfully taking a breather when no one's looking is also an important skill for a servant, isn't it?
When Kuma-sama cackled, Shannon and Goda laughed too. It seemed that in this phase where only their fellow servants were gathered, they could relax quite a bit. Shannon didn't like Goda's occasional dishonesty, but she knew that there was no falsehood in his childish smile when he cooked, nor in his desire for people to enjoy his food. All three have their eyes closed right now. Humorous. So even though it was a little aggravating to be made to wash the dishes, she couldn't really hate him. I can. However, they couldn't have dreamed that Rosa was calling them wolves in the parlor at exactly the same moment they were spreading their time peacefully like this. Why did I get pinged? Oh, it's for Wordle. At the time, several of the servants heard a sound like something being dragged and then a thump. It seemed like the sound made by a servant outside the back door when they were carrying a mountain of trash bags on a rainy day, or maybe when a servant was returning from work wearing a raincoat. So at first, that sound didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary to any of them. But they soon realized, right now, everyone was either in the kitchen or in the parlor, so who could possibly be at the back door? As the servants all looked at each other, they checked to make sure that each of them knew what that sound meant. What could it be? The servants knew the mansion's layout well, so they understood how incomprehensible it would be for someone from the parlor to actually go outside in this typhoon, go all the way around and come to this back door. Then, was it Kinso? They couldn't imagine that Kinso, who never left his study, would dash out into the middle of this typhoon and come to the back of the house where only low-class people ever entered or exited.
That wasn't our imagination, was it?
Shannon and Kumasawa drew close together, fearfully looking at the back door.
Who is it?
As Goda fearfully approached the back door, he called out, and his eyes flashed towards the butcher's knife that sat in nearby sink. He didn't pick it up yet, because there was still a possibility that this was a member of the family. However, that possibility was impossible. There was no response from across the door to Goda's initial question. Maybe his voice had been so quiet that it hadn't reached through all the wind and rain outside.
Genji-san!
Yes. Send back Dr. Nanjo and the woman.
Who in the world could it be?
Genji took a knife with a classical design from a stationery box placed near the chest set. It was something to be used instead of a paper knife to open envelopes for statements or delivery and bills. But it was still a knife, so the blade on it could injure someone. Genji hid it on his sleeve with a well-practiced motion. Then he approached the back door himself, giving Goda a silent nod. Goda cautiously approached the back door and slowly started to open it. The shadow of a person suddenly shuffled into sight, landed on his knees, and fell over. Goda fell backwards onto his backside and couldn't get up. The human shadow was soaked with rain, smeared with mud, and drenched with blood. What do you gain from this? I'm not sure where Beatrice is going with this. We'll just have to see.
Kanan-kun! Kanan-kun!
Kanan, are you alright? Dr. Nanjo! It was Kanan. His breath was feeble, and the puddles of mud he left were quickly drenched bright red. When Nanjo held him and turned him face up, there was a deep, gruesome wound right in the center of his chest, as though he'd been stabbed there by a spear or something. Even now, deep red blood poured out from there.
That is horrible! What shall we do? Get a first aid kit! A first aid kit!
Conan could place your hand against the wound. Please push firmly. Let's carry him into the bed in the servant room. Everyone, please lend a hand. Come now, Kanon-san. Please hang in there a little longer.
Hang in there. It'll be okay. So don't take your hand from the wound.
At any rate, let us carry him into the servant room. Kuma-sama, inform Grossa-sama that we have found Kanon. Wait. Not... Rosa-sama?
Please wait! Kanon-san said not Rosa-sama!
What do you mean, Kanon-kun?
This is no time for that. Let us quickly carry him to the servant room. Kuma-sama, do not tell Rosa-sama yet. We will do it after we hear the situation from Kanon.
Yes.
He had told them not to tell Rosa right after appearing in his state. This could only mean something very disquieting. An eerie anxiety rose to their faces.
Come now, everyone! Let's hurry and carry him! Quickly! Quickly!
I'm just letting him cook. I'm letting the real Kishi cook for now. No thoughts. No thoughts. Kanon's wound was unbelievably deep. And judging from Nanjo's pale face, it was a miracle that he was still conscious.
This is... horrible. He appears to have been stabbed by something like a spear. If it hasn't reached the lungs, I might be able to do something. At any rate, we must stop the bleeding.
No matter how much Nanjo tried to wipe off the gushing deep red blood, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't wipe it all away. And each time the wound was aggravated, causing Kanon to cry in anguish.
Kanon-kun, 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 hang in there, hang in there.
Dr. Nanjo, here, a new towel. How horrible.
What is his condition?
You know, honestly, this is so severe that I cannot believe he is alive. Maybe the location of the wound was fortunate. But the blood loss is too horrible. A blood transfusion is necessary, but that will be impossible until tomorrow. Rosa-sama, to us.
Don't talk, Kanon-kun. Your wound will open.
Rosa-sama came to Milady and me and...
What did you say?
Rosa-sama did. Oh, could that mean? Could that mean?
Are you certain?
Yes, I'm certain. It was Rosa-sama.
Come now, don't speak anymore. Kumasawa-san, please grab another first aid kit. Genji-san, is it possible Rosa-sama did such a thing?
I do not know. Disregarding Nanjo and Kumasawa, who were struggling hard and stained with blood as they tried to stop the bleeding, Genji and Goda faced each other. Because if what Kanon had said was the truth, Rosa was the culprit who killed Jessica. Curse you, Rosa. How could you do that to my lady? I'll kill you. I will kill you! Kanon screamed even more hatefully. His hate-filled voice made it seem like he was seeing Jessica being harmed right before his eyes.
Certainly Rosa-sama may have had a reason to kill Milady. If everyone in the Ushinomiya family were destroyed, the inheritance would all go to Rosa-sama. If so, Butler-sama and George-sama are in danger. Not only is Rosa-sama holding a gun, but right now they are the only ones in the lounge. Genji-san is in the situation quite perilous.
Shannon suddenly ran out into the corridor. Her expression was complex and tragic, as though she didn't know what to believe. I know, I see what's happening now. Kanon-kun was dead. He was dead. He didn't have any life in him anymore. And to further cement that, I was drinking water, sorry. To further cement that, we saw the ghosts of Jessica and Kanon. It could have been just a trick of batteries, but I'm gonna choose to believe. Kanon was thoroughly dead. Super duper, mega, more dead than anyone has ever been dead in their lives. And yet, possibly hours later after they were impaled, he's still alive? Most definitely, positively not. And I'm not sure how much to face value I should take this, but they didn't show us Kanon's portrait or a CG or anything of Kanon right now, like Jessica. What I'm trying to say now is that wasn't Kanon. That was one of the 7 princes disguised as Kanon. We know that the 7 princes are other orphans from the orphanage. I say I know, like I've been told, okay? I assume that the 7 princes are other orphans from the orphanage, meaning that they could be of the same age as Kanon. And Kanon is a very feminine looking man. So, if all the 7 princes are female, then even so, like if there's a male, then even easier to explain. But if they're all female, it could still work. That one of them disguised themselves as Kanon to do this little trick here. That's what I'm thinking. I don't buy it. Shannon ran. To where? The inside of the mansion had been scrupulously clean, so it probably wouldn't be easy to find. She might find it if she searched the rose garden, but they've probably all been lost in the wind and rain. That's right. The boiler room isn't cleaned very often. If she went there, she might be able to find it. Shannon ran downstairs to find that in the underground boiler room. You can now play as Kanon after you beat the game. Did some medicine take effect at the brink of death? Or was Kanon finally beyond feeling pain? For the time being, at least Kanon's painful gasping had subsided. Nanjo apparently didn't view this as a very good sign, and he didn't let his eyes off Kanon for a second. Kumasawa finally gripped Kanon's hand and kept encouraging him so that the willpower keeping him alive didn't fade away. Genji and Goda seemed uncertain how to respond to the truth Kanon had risked his life to deliver.
Yosa-sama's gun surely has 4 or 5 shots loaded.
That is no small number, but loading cartridges into a Winchester should require quite a lot of practice. She might be able to get one shot off, but if everyone attacks her at once, we should be able to take the gun from her before she shoots again.
We may have a doctor at this island, but we have no access to medicine and no hospital. If the location of the shot is bad, that person will die.
I understand that, but more importantly, if we don't move quickly, there's a chance another crime will occur. It seems to me that Rosa-sama managed to cleverly chase us out. Maybe George-sama and Butler-sama are being killed right now.
If our foe is so dangerous, wouldn't it be better if we didn't provoke them too much?
But tomorrow is still a long way off. We can't even imagine what strategies she might use. Genji-san, we should take action first. If we can at least steal the gun under some pretext, it might work out.
There are 4 or 5 cartridges, are there not? That means there aren't enough to kill all of us. As long as we don't carelessly provoke her, surely even Rosa-sama wouldn't be that harsh.
No. She said it. She said she'll massacre all of us. Closed my heart. Kanon, who they thought was sleeping quietly, suddenly started talking brightly, almost as though he'd been awake this whole time and had suddenly opened his mouth. Kanon looked firm and steady, which relieved Nanjo a bit, but considering the depth of that wound, he couldn't wipe away a certain creepy feeling. He knew because he was a doctor. After losing so much blood, Kanon might easily have lost consciousness. And yet somehow, he was still intently aware of his surroundings. Was it youth? Or was it tenacity? Sometimes the power of human life surpassed common knowledge. While stopping the bleeding, Nanjo had groped around a bit inside the bleeding hole with tweezers, making sure there was no foreign objects inside the affected area, and the great depth of that wound had shocked him. It had certainly reached as far as his lungs, and yet, no. But the fact that he's still alive is wonderful. But Kanon had spoken clearly. He hatefully stated that the one named Rosa made this wound, cursing and raging over and over and over. Uh-oh. Ah, okay, come on now. I'm kind of mad that they made it obvious. I'm kind of mad that they made it really obvious. Alright, man. But I guess that isn't the mystery. The mystery, okay, the thing would be having Badger discover this. But the major mystery is, how did this happen? How could someone disguise themselves as Kanon without magic, right? But again, I already have my defense for that. If they're all from the same orphanage, I'm sure one of the ladies, one of the 7 princes, looks remotely close to Kanon. They're probably the same age as well. She wants to kill, and since they are like, the 7 princes are the most devoted to the cause. Again, I'm still assuming that Kinso is the one behind it, not Beatrice. So they're the most devoted to Kinso and to all this witch business. So I can definitely believe that one of them would gladly give up their life to keep the game going. So there's no magic involved of, oh, they stabbed themselves and were kept alive by magic and are gonna still be alive afterwards. No. I think one of them is going to die here, but they will gladly give their life up for this game. She wants to kill everyone by any means necessary before the typhoon passes so that she can have the master's wealth all to herself. She told me that clearly.
Damn, what a person! Genji-san, what should we do? Are there any weapons we can...
I find it hard to believe. To think that Rosa-sama would say something like that.
Genji-sama, it isn't a question of whether you believe or not. She told me. I heard it. Why won't you believe me?
Don't get up! You'll harm your wound!
Kanon sat up on the bed, speaking to Genji, who didn't seem to be willing to believe Kanon's story. Genji the goat. She'll definitely kill all of us. She must have killed everyone in the parlor by now. If we don't kill her first, we'll definitely be killed first. Just how I was killed first, everyone else will also be killed first. Kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. Or kill or be killed.
Kanon-san, does that really not hurt?
Oh, this is nothing.
What do you mean it's nothing? You're...
It really isn't a big deal. It doesn't even hurt anymore. It's really nothing. As Kanon said that, he began to untie the bandages that had been painstakingly wrapped. It's kill or be killed, you idiot! The gruesome hole in his chest was immediately exposed.
Kanon-san, you mustn't do that! Lie down quickly!
I said it's fine. Hey, see? This is nothing. Right? Kanon showed up his gaping wound, which was still slowly spitting out Fumi blood. Whoa! Fumi reference. Everyone averted their eyes reflexively. Look, I told you it wasn't a serious wound at all.
Stop! You mustn't play with that wound!
Come on. See? It isn't a deep wound at all. Look. Kanon held up 2 fingers, showed them to everyone, and slowly started to stick them into the gruesome wound right in the center of his chest. Plunging, slimy, squishy, wet. The fingers went in deep all the way to their bases. Squishy, gloop, glop, glop.
Kanon, stop it! Stop it!
Those fingers were sticking all the way into his chest, up to their bases. And then he slowly pulled them out in exactly the same way. The fingers he pulled out were stained a sticky, solid, deep red color, and there was even a thread hanging. The fingers were covered up to their bases in deep red.
Yeah, you... What in the world?
See? It is not a serious wound at all. See? Oh, so she clocked them instantly. Oh, she's goaded. At that moment, the door was slammed open and Shannon appeared. Even after she saw Kanon stained with fresh blood, her impregnable expression didn't falter. Hey, Nissan, where'd you go? I'm on the verge of death here, so where'd you go?
That's right. I went to the boiler room. There was something I had to find. More importantly, there's something I need to ask you. Are you really Kanun-kun?
Huh? What?
It was only natural. Everyone believed he was Kanon, so they couldn't understand the meaning of Shannon's question. So they noticed that Shannon was holding a handkerchief in her hand. It was filthy and looked like it had been used to wipe up some trash or dust. And while holding that, she approached Kanon, drawing closer to his feet. What is that?
It's a handkerchief with a spider's web wiped on it.
Why would you bring something like that?
If you're Kanun-kun, you should be fine. But if spiders are your natural enemy, I thought you might not like it.
Oh, it's Beelzebub! That's funny. I like that a lot. Okay, so this is Beelzebub. Okay. Are you kidding? Why would I hate spiders?
Sorry, I'll try it.
Shut on, son. When Shannon brought that handkerchief close to Kanon's thigh, something happened in an instant. It happened all at once. The human eye couldn't have followed it. Kanon jumped like a wild goat, fleeing from the thing Shannon was holding. Then, from his arm, some kind of afterglow flashed purple and drew a curve through space. That arc, which drew 3 beautiful purple curves, traced across the throats of Nanjo and Kumasawa, who had been tending to him. And in an instant, Nanjo's and Kumasawa's throats opened like gaping mouths, and then the blood really started spewing out. Oh, brother, this is gonna be so hard to explain. Okay, wait. So obviously, one of them is gluttony. So we have lust and wrath. So it's probably gluttony and greed right now, if we still want to go a semblance of order from Dante's Inferno. So it's probably gluttony and greed. Maimon and Beelzebub. The third purple curve should have traced across Shannon's throat, but Shannon wasn't there, because Genji, who had been behind her, had wrapped his own arm around Shannon's neck and pulled her back. This all happened in an instant. In the instant it took Goda to think fast in an attempt to understand the scene, the frozen moment in time shattered. Blood was gushing from Nanjo and Kumasawa's torn open necks. Kanon jumped and kicked off a picture frame that had been hanging from the wall behind him, springing forward just like a cat and aiming for Shannon's throat again. But Kanon's target once again disappeared from in front of him. Because Genji had pulled Shannon again, and the two of them had fallen to the ground in a defensive crouch. Nice reflexes, you senile old furniture.
Goda!
Even Goda was no fool. Even if he couldn't fully understand what was going on, he at least realized that if this Kanon wasn't seized, his own life would also be in peril. He sprung at Kanon with this huge body, pushing him up against the wall with all of its weight and physical strength. Let go, fat ass! Another purple curve was drawn from the tips of the fingers on Kanon's right hand. And when he raised that hand like a sword, aiming for Goda's back, there was a loud thunk. Because Kanon's raised hand had been pinned to the wall. He couldn't tear his palm away from the wall. Sticking from it was the knife Genji had thrown. Ho ho ho. Under normal circumstances, it would have been surprising to see someone as old as Genji handle a knife so skillfully. But in this abnormal space, no one paid it much mind.
Genji-sama, take this!
Indeed.
Genji took the handkerchief with the spiderweb stuck to it from Shannon, and he approached Kanon, who was pinned to the wall by Goda's massive body and the knife.
Stop! Don't come near me with that! Stop it! Stop!
Jeez. When Genji pushed the handkerchief up against Kanon's face, there was a sound just like setting meat on a red-hot iron plate. Of course, the smell was the same too, and he was horribly burned, festering in filthy red and black and crying out in his death throes as Kanon's body burst open and scattered. It was almost as though a balloon filled with gold leaf had popped. The entire servant room was completely buried under a storm of gold leaf. No, a cloud of gold butterflies. Those butterflies began to softly fade as though into water, or rather into the empty air itself, and afterwards, all that was left was the 3 survivors sitting on their butts stained with blood. However, not everyone was merely stained with blood. Some of them were lying on the ground, spurting out blood themselves.
Kumasawa! Dr. Nanjo!
Slits so sharp they looked like they cut your finger if you touched them, opened wide, and large amounts of blood kept pouring out.
What was that just now?
Goda, have you been injured?
I'm fine, but what did we just see? What happened? I know I pushed that thing against this wall with my own hand, but even I cannot understand what happened.
Goda looked at his own hand. The bright red blood left from the scuffle with Kanon definitely remained, and yet Kanon was nowhere to be seen. Because he had disappeared, he had transformed into gold butterflies and scattered. Goda kept screaming alone without a clue about what was going on. Shannon sobbed in front of Nanjo and Kumasawa's remains, as Genji watched over her, silent as always. What? Okay. Just like that? Alright, okay. I have no thoughts. I have no thoughts for now. I'll cook up things. I'll cook up things another time. Later. If we go back to that, I'll start cooking. But for now, I'm just gonna let it be. I'm just gonna let it be. Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san were... What on earth are you talking about?
Shannon, thank goodness you're safe. It's something that happened to you,
George-sama.
George-kun, be quiet for a second. A murder occurred before your very eyes, right? Did you see the culprit, or not?
That is, how should I explain? Genji-san,
Even we cannot adequately explain what happened in front of us.
it certainly, happened right before our eyes. It was right in front of our eyes. However, it was, what was it? Even I don't understand.
What are you saying? You couldn't have met anyone except the witch Beatrice, whose location has been unknown since yesterday. Or Kanon-kun, who's gone missing. Was it a man or a woman? You should be able to tell me at least that much, right? Androsa, calm down a bit. Anyone would be confused if 2 people were taken out right in front of them. Goda-san, Genji-san, there's no need to be rash. Tell us what happened one thing at a time.
As to that, how should I say it?
Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san had been killed. We understand that much. And it seemed that it had occurred in front of these people's eyes. But even so, they spoke awkwardly. Died in the servant room, his throat slit by a sharp blade or something similar. But this alone isn't enough. Died in the servant room, her throat slit by a sharp blade or something similar. Finishing touches yet to come. Yeah, I was about to say, like, this would break the epitaph. They don't have stakes in them. So, that's what they're talking about. Gluttony and greed. They admitted they had definitely seen the crime with their own eyes. But when asked to explain what they had seen, their mouths went suddenly shut. I could understand why Aunt Rosa was irritated and flaring up.
Shannon, did you see it? When Dr. Nanjo was attacked?
Yes.
Tell me, just what you understand. What in the world happened?
Someone came to the back door.
That's right. Someone came up to the back door. Then, wondering who it was, I opened the door.
Someone at the back door. Who was it? Let them finish. And after that...
That person was stained with blood and had a large wound. We carried that person to the servant room, and Dr. Nanjo immediately began first aid. It was a very deep wound.
Like I said, who are you talking about?
I don't know. Certainly in the beginning I thought that was the case. No, I still think that. But what in the world was that? I don't know.
In a manner that didn't match his large body, Goda held his head and stretched at it. I didn't have a clue if he was confused because he couldn't remember, or because he'd seen something terrifying and couldn't accept it. And Shannon looked the same way. She let her guard down. What she'd seen just a short while ago would quickly melt away like a daydream. And she wouldn't be able to remember anything. That's what she would look like. Only Genji looked composed as usual, so the questions were naturally directed at him. However, even Genji took quite some time before he spoke, and he had to gather his thoughts. Genji-san, you saw it, right? Who came in through the back door?
At first, we believe that person was Kanon.
You see? He was alive after all! My theory was correct! By at first, you mean that your impression changed later, right?
Yes. I cannot explain with words what happened after that. He killed Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa, then disappeared. At the time, it was definitely not Kanon.
Yes, that's right. It's just as Genji-san says. You really couldn't explain it with words.
Do you have the same opinion?
Yes, I can only say the same thing.
Oh no. We're safe. Oh no. Surely it was just a normal sneeze. If my allergies start up again, I'm ending stream early. If we give their claims the benefit of the doubt, it means that Aunt Rosa's first conclusion was correct. Kanon had appeared near the back door to the kitchen with a serious injury. Then he had taken to the servant room and cared for. And after that, something terrifying had happened. So were these people so convinced that Kanun-kun couldn't possibly have done such a thing that they started to suspect whether it had even been Kanun-kun at all? In other words, that means Kanun-kun did appear. No matter how confused they are, no matter how they muddled their words, that's what it means in the end. So does that mean that, after all, Kanun-kun used some trick to escape that room even though it was locked? No, that doesn't matter anymore. The real problem is that Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san are dead. Aunt Rosa had claimed that Kanon-kun was behind this from the very beginning. No matter how confused these people are, no matter how much they try to deny it, they are halfway confirming that she was right. But even so, for some reason, I felt like their awkwardness couldn't be explained by confusion alone. What did they see? Like they said, did they really see something that couldn't be explained with words? Aunt Rosa, who decided that further talk wouldn't get us anywhere, concluded her questioning and said she wanted to check the two bodies. That was something Nabe wanted to do too. The witnesses have been unable to figure anything out, but they've been shaken. If those of us who had been at the scene calmly looked at the corpses, we might find something. But it was a little surprising to learn that Aunt Rosa was also concerned about the bodies. Even at this point, I still wanted to use any clues I could find to expose the culprit and the truth myself. But it should have been different in Aunt Rosa's case. Hasn't Aunt Rosa prioritized staying safe over finding the culprit? I couldn't really see what she would go to all the trouble of leaving our barricade in the parlor just because she wanted to check the bodies. We will all go to the servant room together. If we all move together, it'll be safe. Maria, stop playing with scribbles.
Huh? Not scribbles. I'm solving Beatrice's puzzle. Huh?
Beatrice's puzzle? What's that? Show me too. Aunt Rosa, are you bringing Maria-chan too? It seemed that George Aniki was against the idea of bringing Maria to the bloody crime scene. But considering that Maria would be all alone if left here, it'd surely be much more safer to take Maria with us. In the end, it was just Aniki's irresponsible humanism. We decided that all of us, including Maria, would go to the servant room. One second. I returned. Had to go do something. The bed in the servant room was stained with bright red blood. No, not just the bed. The whole room was covered with a gruesome paint from countless bloodstains. That dreadful scene alone was enough to give us... Cat, get out from the keyboard. The idea of the repulsive sight they've been trying to describe.
I want to look too.
Maria-chan, wait here with me. George Aniki was standing by the entrance, covering Maria's eyes with with his back to the room. He probably didn't want to dirty an innocent girl's retinas with the repulsive blood in this room. That was surely the correct decision. I was acting tough right now, so I didn't mind. But for the rest of my life, whenever I see red paint scattered around, I'll probably remember this room and start to vomit. My retinas have already had this room burned into them. In other words, it's already too late for me.
Huh?
Where did they...
Right after they entered the servant room, Goda-san and Shannon-chan trembled. We shook, wondering what horrible new situation had arisen to make them tremble again. What happened? What is it? Aunt Rosa also shuddered, raising her gun high, and searched for whatever it was that had made them shudder. But she couldn't find it. It was only natural. They were trembling because they couldn't find it. Hey, what in the world is going on?
The two bodies aren't here.
What does this mean?
That can't be. Those two are definitely here.
Wait. What the hell are you saying? The corpses just walked off somewhere? That couldn't happen, right? I mean, wasn't the servant room locked? Didn't you unlock the door when you came in just now, Goda-san? So what does that mean? Isn't this the same as Jessica's room? Someone disappeared from inside a closed room again. That's ridiculous.
I don't have a clue what's happened either. When we left this room, we definitely locked it. I don't have a clue what's going on anymore.
There was a timid, pitiful smile on Goda-san's face that he definitely wouldn't have let show normally. Shannon was the same. Two corpses disappeared, and furthermore, they disappeared while the door was locked. Even if Kanun-kun was the culprit, he shouldn't have a master key anymore.
That's wrong. Kanun-kun isn't the culprit.
Shannon,
I believe Shannon.
Kanun-kun is not the culprit. That must be the doing of someone who looks a lot like him. No, Kanun-kun could have gotten the master key. After all, his master key was found in the pocket of Jessica-chan's corpse. And who took that key?
That's right. It was Dr. Nanjo.
That's right. Back then, it definitely was Dr. Nanjo who searched through Jessica's clothes and found the master key. So if someone had the opportunity to search Dr. Nanjo's corpse, it would have been easy for them to take the master key back. Aunt Rosa searched under the bed and in the locker. By now, I also understood what she meant. If you assume there are two culprits, this can easily be explained. The first person was Kanun-kun, or maybe an imposter who looked like him. He finished off Dr. Nanjo and ran off somewhere. The second person was probably the 19th person, Beatrice, whose location was unknown. The person hid under the bed in the servant room beforehand, and while Dr. Nanjo's body was enshrined here, they waited for Genji-san and the rest to leave. Then later they crawled out, took the master key back from Dr. Nanjo's pocket, and carried the two corpses away for some reason. If they then locked the door with the master key, you end up with this closed room. You constructed that one pretty fast, basing it off your reasoning from Jessica's room. With that method, you could create a closed room even without magic. Should I give you passing marks? However, interestingly enough, there's still one thing you mustn't forget. If the culprit took back the master key as you suggest, that culprit must have known that Nanjo took the master key from Jessica's body. You don't have to tell me that. You're probably trying to say that it's information only the people in the place at that time could know. This third closed room was crushed so fast that you stuck trying to make hurtful remarks like that. There's no art in repeating the same content over and over, you know? I may have managed to bluff, but that move of the witches hurts bad. I can tell that I'm cracking under the thing I want to deny the most. This person trying to close in on me from two directions. On one hand, there's the frontal attack, where she tries to force me to believe there's a witch using closed room tricks that only a witch could do. On the other hand, there's the rear attack, where she tries to lure me into wanting a witch to exist by straightening my suspicion of those close to me. In the first closed room, the chapel, she used the frontal attack, but it didn't work on me. So by the second closed room, and now in the third closed room, she's definitely changing the direction of her attack. However, the fact that she is changing the direction of her attack proves that my resistance is having some effect, and she must have given up on that frontal attack because she clearly can't win with it. I tried to settle my unease by thinking these things, but apparently the witch had seen through me long ago. I would not abandon my frontal attack. A rear attack only has meaning because it advances at the same time as the front. If I were to degenerate into only using the rear attack, it would merely result in a foolish plan where my means have become my goal. Really? Well then, won't you repeat someone was hiding in the servant room using the red you're so proud of? There is no need. The premise of your theory is about to be destroyed. Oh really? You refuse? So someone really is hiding? Rosa will destroy your premise right now. Come, let's listen in.
Please believe us, Rosa-sama. The two corpses were definitely lying here. The bright red blood on the floor is theirs.
And Rosa began to search through various objects around the room, her back to Goda-san as he cried out in supplication. Eventually, she found something and for a while stopped moving.
Rosa-sama, we definitely aren't lying. The two corpses were definitely here.
Be quiet. The person who hid the corpses has confessed that they took them to another place. With this. Rosa showed them a single sheet of paper over her shoulder. What on earth is this? Could it be a letter in a sealed envelope, just like in the chapel? Yes, that's right. It was set here out in the open. I'll read it. Members of the Ushiromiya family and his household, have you now reached the climax of the riddle of the gold's epitaph? There is only one way you'll all can stop me, by solving the epitaph's riddle. There are no other options left to you that will result in the suspension of my ceremony. I humbly ask that you take care not to misunderstand your current situation. Searching for me will prove useless. Attempting to escape will prove useless. Trying to deny me will prove useless. Beatrice the Golden. P.S. I borrowed those two corpses for my ceremony. They will be returned to you in due time, so I crave your indulgence. Also, these keys belong to you, so I return them to you now. As Rosa read that out loud, the contents of the envelope lay exposed on the palm of her hand. There were two master keys. The master key that Nanjo had found in Jessica's pocket, which had originally been Kanon's and Kumasawa's master key. What the hell? Oh! So what does that mean? Damn you! Again? You're saying I can only suspect the servers with keys again? I won't say it in red, okay? I won't deny the possibility that after they locked the door and left, someone was hiding in this room, okay? If they hid under the bed, it still would have been possible for them to carry the corpse somewhere. But they wouldn't have been able to lock the door. The master key they went to all the trouble to get was left right here. That's right, I forgot it. What about the keys specifically for this room? The servant room keys. Indeed. Those are in the key box in the center of the servant room. There are several servant room keys, but all of them are inside the key box. I didn't even think of here's the problem right now. I'm so dead set on my theory, on my way of thinking, that I'm kind of stuck because none of this means anything to me. Because I already yeah, you don't need these keys. The other secret servants have more keys, right? So we're in a bit of a conundrum here. Because if I'm wrong, I'm just skipping over a bunch of clues and such. But I will not falter. I will not falter. Which means the situation is exactly the same as Jessica's room. It's not like the servants would walk around with an unnecessary key when they have those convenient master keys. I can accept that they're all kept in the key box. And the other conditions remain unchanged as well. Entry and exit are impossible except for the single door and the single window. Therefore, hidden doors and irregular methods of entry cannot exist. Rejoice, great detectives! And those were both locked. The door and the window do not permit any kind of entry or exit when they are locked. So it wouldn't work to remove the door and make a crack to slide in through or anything like that, while the locks are still set. And obviously, it is impossible to unlock the door without the servant room key or a master key. It's a pain having to read all those aloud every time, you know? Sooner or later, I should think of a word to put this all together and abbreviate it. But you can't repeat that someone was hiding in this room. However, that alone won't break open the door of a closed room. Damn it! It's useless, it's all useless. What happened to that spinning chessboard around thing you're so proud of? Please, announce your boastful strange theory. Spin the chessboard around. What should I do? What would I do if I were the culprit? I carry the corpses off somewhere. I leave a letter. I lock the door from the inside. Then I just have to escape this room by some means. Is that even possible? I was told and read that you can't get outside except through the door or the window. At that moment, I got it. That's right. The culprit carried away the corpses, left the letter, and since they didn't use a hidden door, they weren't able to escape. That's it. This isn't a question, it's an answer. Beata, before I ask you to repeat anything, I want you to check the definition of hidden doors that you're using. Is he trying to say that if someone knows about the hidden door, it's no longer a hidden door? So the way she's phrasing it, if that's the case, I'm gonna clap like Castillo. That's clever. What have you thought of? Very well, I'll explain. A hidden door refers to an entrance or exit that cannot be recognized as such by those who don't know of it beforehand, of course. Even children know that. So in other words, if you can't get outside the room with it, it isn't a hidden door. Oh, never mind. He's saying it's just a little room to hide in, a closet, not an exit entry door. Oh, so that's your game. I kept thinking that needed to be some way for the culprit to escape from the closed room. That's wrong. The culprit couldn't escape. I got nothing on this. This is all Battler. I didn't think about this. I don't really. I don't got. But I'm gonna let him cook. Let me finish chewing. Like, if this is the case, then, like, it's kind of an attack on my theory about the extra servants. But it's only an attack on them having master keys themselves. They still exist. It's just that they don't have master keys. But I don't know. Like y'all saying, I'm just gonna let Battler cook on this one. I don't like his line of reasoning. I don't fully trust it. But I'm gonna let him. That's wrong. The culprit couldn't escape. So they decided to hide until we all left. They were in the second closed room. I tried applying this theory to Kanon-kun. But after hearing Kanon-kun was killed in red, I gave up. After that, I proposed that a third person might have been in the room before escaping through a hidden door. And then, for the first time, I was faced with the red claim that no hidden doors exist. Now move from there to what I've just learned. The term hidden door refers to things that make it possible to enter or leave a room. In other words, the category doesn't cover things that don't actually lead in or out of the room, even if these things could never be recognized by people who didn't know about them beforehand. So if we had something like a hidden shelf or a hidden closet, for example, that wouldn't count as a hidden door. That means the third person from Jessica's room is hiding there, waiting for us to leave. How pathetic. It was all just a bit of wordplay. Looks like this technique should be enough to handle even this third closed room. If there's a hidden shelf under the bed or anything like that, that'll be enough. The culprit is hiding somewhere, waiting for us to leave. I don't know. The fact that, the Ace Attorney press theme isn't playing right now leads me to believe that Beatrice is going to counter this very easily. The culprit is also trapped in this closed room even now. Which means, at this very moment, the culprit is still hiding in the servant room, holding their breath. And that means... What the hell? Even though we've been tortured by closed rooms 3 times, at this very moment, we've actually gotten the culprit in checkmate. I'm finally starting to see it. Eat this, Bertha! Repeat it! There is no one in this room other than Bells! And she's going to do just that. By us, I mean me, George-Aniki, Maria, Aunt Rosa, Genji-san, Goda-san, and Shannon-chan. Got it? What do you think? You can't say it, right? Aww. Aww. I mustn't laugh. I mustn't laugh. I bet that hit you where it hurts. If you refuse, then say it, damn it. Here comes the next one. Repeat it! I don't know how they're hiding in this room, but if they are, then this solves the second closed room, Jessica's room, at the same time. I finally caught her by the tail. With this, I can explain everything. We just don't exist, and I don't have to suspect anyone. Alright, starting now, I'll spin it all around. Now I'll have her repeat that. No one exists in this room except your group. Your group refers to Butler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Goda, and Shannon. Let's go back to Jessica's room. At the time of Jessica's corpse's discovery, only Butler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Goda, Shannon, Kumasawa, and Nancho were in Jessica's room. Whoops! The corpse of Jessica is also included. Therefore, both in the case of Jessica's room and the case of the servant room, no humans exist that you were not aware of. No one is hiding. And I'll say more. No method exists by which the doors can be locked from the outside without using a key. Regarding the windows, no method exists by which they could somehow be locked from the outside. And let me also say this. You are incompetent! She is so good! I love her! She's the best! I'm sorry, Butler. I'm putting my hand on your shoulder. If I didn't... You need me, Butler. You need me, Butler. I couldn't agree with it. I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Dumbass. So, it really is a closed room, isn't it? Truth, Luke. And just when I finally managed to think of a way out, if you were hiding, that would fit everything. Just when I thought I'd broken through to your trick. It's useless, it's useless, it's useless, it's all useless! For a second I thought I had it. It was all useless. Damn it! I was so sure that I'd finally seen through her. That I seen how she distracted me with her clever red wordplay and fooled me. Just when I thought I had seen a light in the darkness, it disappeared. Just disappeared. Swallowed up by a blood-red sea. Red, 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 red. No one is hiding. And there's no hidden door. And no way to get past the door or the window while they're locked. Have you just proven that it's all impossible? Has the double proof been fulfilled with a frontal attack? Impossible. That's impossible. What's wrong, Ushinamiya Battler? Weren't you so confident in your ability to deny witches? Why are you groveling and writhing out bitter tears in a place like that? Yes, what a truly splendid tactic. Truly splendid how you're trying to make me fall over and drown in a sea of tears from my own laughter. That is what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to make me laugh and laugh and laugh myself to death, right? Ushinamiya Battler. What are you calling magic? I'll definitely prove that witches don't exist. I definitely won't believe in you. You used the power of magic and bullied and killed everyone for fun? I definitely won't accept that. Hey, Butler. Sorry for bullying you so much. I'll spin the chessboard around from my side. I'll stand in your place and show you the best possible move you could make. Hello, I'm Butler, and I believe in witches. Want to hear? Don't screw with me. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Consider Jessica's room. You were off to a good start, you know that. All that about hiding and waiting for everyone else to leave, that truly was well spotted. But why did you only think of Kanun and me, the 19th person? I see. So the hide part of hiding and waiting to get in the way, which prevented you from getting any further. Come on, you see what I'm getting at, don't you? It's Jessica. Jessica! If Jessica were the culprit, a farce like that could easily be constructed. She killed Kanun-kun and he carried him off somewhere. Then she played dead and let us walk by. But that's ridiculous. Dr. Nanjo definitely confirmed that she was dead. So was Dr. Nanjo an accomplice too? That's wrong. I also confirmed that... Oh no, this is Butler talking. That's wrong. I also confirmed that Jessica was dead. Of course, I never examined a corpse before, but she was definitely dead. I think she was dead. No. That's probably surely definitely what I thought, but certain... Wait. She was dead! She was dead! Jessica was in on it! And Nanjo, who examined her corpse, was in on it too! And that makes a third closed room a farce, doesn't it? Yeah, then it's simple. Dr. Nanjo was in on it, so in other words, he's on the corporate side, which means he was never dead in the first place. We thought his body disappeared after he was killed, but what if he was never in the servant room to begin with? So if Kumasawa Bachan disappeared with him, does that mean she's in on it too? That's not all. The servants who all agreed to keep to that story, Genji-san and Goda-san and even Shannon-chan were all also in on it. Then the one who stole the key from Maria's handbag was Jessica. No, it couldn't even have been Giorgianiki. After all, if Shannon-chan is on the culprit side, that automatically makes Giorgianiki on the culprit side. Wait a second, just wait a second. They're all wolves. They're all wolves. Not only am I drowning in an ocean of bright red blood, there are packs of wolves clamoring on the banks whose blazing eyes tell me that they'll eat me if I crawl out. Which way should I die? Should I deny everything and drown in a bright red sea? Or should I learn the truth and have my whole body chewed to bits by the wolves? It's either one hell or the other. I can't choose. That's why I'm here. Come on, Ushiramiya Battler! Kneel! Swear your eternal loyalty and lick my shoes! If you accept me, all of the riddles will be resolved. With my power, any kind of unlocked room can be created or destroyed. Battler, don't you want to abandon yourself to the joy of surrendering to one with power? I'll make you my favorite piece of furniture. I'll love you so much and make you my toy until you turn to ashes. I really hope she gets too careless with the red text and says something stupid. Maybe she already did and I didn't catch it and Battler's about to lock in. Crap! Nothing, Battler? Oh my... I really thought a Bazinga was coming up. An objection. Holy cow. She got him. She got him good. Please let me talk to you, Battler. Just break the fourth wall for a second. I got the answers. I got the answers. Holy moly. That was cool. Now it's clear. There is no longer any reason to doubt.
Huh? What are you saying?
You kept saying that those two were dead, but they aren't here. How could bro check? Bro is incompetent. Check the doc. Gotcha. Umineko screenshot. You are incompetent. Truth nuke. Gosh, okay. If you accept me, all the riddles will be resolved. In my power, any kind of closed room can be created or what? I'm analyzing it because I'm gonna be so mad if she slipped up somewhere there and said something that we'll use against her, but I didn't notice it. She said Ushinomiya Battler in red. What if that isn't his name? Nah, I don't think there's anything there. Oops. Let me finish chewing this and then we'll return. Small BRB. you are incompetent. That is weird though. Maybe the slip up in there is that she's revealing that the red is not always the truth. Like she's just using it to say things that aren't facts. Like he is like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna start believing this. I'm gonna believe it in the back of my mind. I will try not to make it a big stance in my theories, but I'm gonna believe it in the back of my mind that the red text isn't insurmountable truth. Like it's not dictated by fate or destiny that is the truth. The red text is the truth that Beatrice knows. So she cannot willfully lie in the red text. Like if she saw someone die, she can't say in the red text someone didn't die because she saw it. She knows the truth in her mind, so she cannot lie. In the red text is just her. Impossible to explain, but it's just the red text is her not being able to lie within it. But it's only her version of the truth of whatever she knows. So like in her eyes, Butler is incompetent. So to her, that isn't a lie. Her saying it is not a lie to her because she really truly believes that he is incompetent. But the world, destiny, unsurmountable truth, unchallengeable truth did not dictate that Butler is incompetent because clearly he is not. It's just what she believes to be the truth. So, I wouldn't be surprised if later on there's some truth that she says in red text because she truly super duper believes it's the truth, but it's not the truth. It's just that she didn't know. And it's going to be a shock even to her that she didn't know that she was wrong. So it's not that she wanted to lie about it, it's just that she didn't actually know the actual truth. I'm gonna like that a lot if that's true. True that. Anyway. Maybe that's the big slip up there. Let's continue. You kept saying those two were dead, but they aren't here. And now we have this letter from Beatrice, where she's been kind enough to confess that she carried the corpses off. It's as simple as that. I've had enough of this farce! As Aunt Rosa yelled this, she looked at all of us with a fierce expression.
What do you mean by farce?
I said it in Jessica Chan's room. You can't trust anyone but yourself and those whose corpses have been found. And since we can't find the corpses of those two people, we must not accept that they've been killed.
Please wait, Aunt Rosa. What do you mean by that?
Dr. Nanjo and Kumas... Whoa! I did not expect that. The song, I mean. Holy moly. Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san aren't dead. They're alive. We're supposed to believe that they're being killed, but they're definitely hiding somewhere in this mansion. So that they can attack us.
How do you know that? Are you saying that Goda-san and the rest are lying?
Rosa-sama! Goda! No! All of the Ushiriya family servants! We all swear that nothing of the sort happened!
You all say that those two were killed, but since there are no corpses, we mustn't believe you. There is a chance that you worked out the story beforehand, that you are lying. There's a good way to prove your innocence, isn't there? Find Dr. Nanjo's and Kumasawa-san bodies. If you can find them, then maybe I'll start listening to your story. But until you do, you cannot deny that you are all wolves. You! And you! I bet you were all bought by that witch, that your eyes were blinded by gold. Do you really want that money that much? That's right, isn't it? You want to live the easy life for as long as you live. What value could a life like that possibly have?
Rosa-sama, we couldn't have.
Be silent! And Shannon, don't get any closer. To think you'd repay a 10-year-long debt of gratitude with betrayal. I pulled the trigger without mercy.
How could you? It's too cruel.
Aunt Rosa, that's horrible! A murder occurred in this room, and then that corporate carried the corpses away. All they're doing is honestly reporting what they saw.
Shinon had finally broken down in tears. She had sacrificed 10 years to the Ushirimiya family. She had sacrificed 10 of the most brilliant years of her life. She believed that she built up a friendly relationship with Rosa. And this was what she got in return. You can kill a person without using a knife. I didn't have to be George Anike to realize that Shannon-chan had been stabbed deep in the heart, that she was shedding tears like blood.
Shannon-san, stay back. Rosa-sama, it is true that I, Goda, have not served for many years, but I understand that I have not earned your trust. However, could you not believe in Shannon-san at least?
Goda is goaded? No, it cannot be.
She has sacrificed a full 10 years in service to the Ushirimiya family. I am not telling you to believe me. At the very least, can't you believe in Shannon-san?
But even I don't understand anymore. I don't understand. We can't search for an answer without suspecting them. Yeah, bit by bit I'm starting to understand. It's because we've been searching an answer. That's why everything keeps going wrong. We don't need an answer. We need question arcs. These are all strange murders committed with bizarre magic by the 19th person, the witch Bathories, in accordance with some creepy ceremony. Isn't that enough? I don't want to suspect anyone anymore. Shannon-chan and Goda-san were protesting their innocence half crying. Genji-san quietly put a stop to that.
Enough. What Rosa-sama says is quite sensible. Until we find the corpses, we cannot prove Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa's innocence.
That's right. We are Umineko. When they cry. Then they saw the epitaph all over the place and the entire audience clapped. Cinema Ryukishi, bravo Unikishi. That's right, by Rosa-san's argument, if their corpses can be found, then the innocence of those people alone can be proven. But that only counted for the corpses. Even if the survivors searched the mansion and formed the corpses in the end, their own innocence would never be proven. They kidnapped Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san, killed them in another place, and locked the closed room with their own master keys. Unless the closed room could be broken by a method other than that one, it would be impossible to prove their innocence. But that couldn't be done. They only have one chance to prove their innocence. They can only happen if they meet the culprit, become corpses, and are then reunited with Aunt Rosa. Isn't that strange? They're innocent if they die, but guilty as long as they're alive, just like a witch trial. Alright, the enemy's a witch, so everything's cool. Is that it? Come on, Battler, lock in! Wake up! That's me slapping him.
Rosa-sama, we are furniture and service to the Ushirimiya family. Whether you trust us or not is no business of ours. No matter what assessment you give us, we will merely continue to serve until our final hour.
You really are a model servant. I deeply understand why Father trusts you. Sam's what? On the VOD channel to say comment. Okay, but alright now. That's good. That's a good bit. That's a good bit. I deeply understand why Father trusts you. It really is heartening that I must suspect even you. Man, shut up. When Natsuki said that she truly felt sorry about making everyone leave the room, you felt it. You felt it in your soul. It was true. It was real. Rosa is just saying it to save face. Genji-san struck his hand into his pocket and pulled out a master key. Then he set it on the nearby table.
I believe I was given this as a sign of the trust placed in me. If that trust has been lost, I think it only natural that I return it.
That is a good decision. Those master keys are the main reason you've been suspected several times today. It may seem elementary that letting go of those might clear away that suspicion, but I don't think it's a bad thing.
You too.
Genji-san looked at Goda-san and Shannon-chan. The two of them nodded and set their own keys, master keys, on the table. Androsa laid the 2 master keys that had come out of the envelope on top. With that, all 5 master keys were gathered in this place. In other words, that was proof that all of the servants' service until today had been negated. With even the final honor they should have been permitted stripped from them. Maria, give me that handbag.
Give it back!
Androsa snatched Maria's handbag, tossed the master keys in there, and held up one of them for all to see. She was showing us that she now had all the master keys. Are you satisfied now, Androsa? Now you have all the master keys. Doesn't that satisfy you? Yes, I am satisfied. Even if I can't trust anyone else, I can at least trust myself. I've been able to get the gun and all the master keys for myself. Now I don't have to suspect anyone. You all are happy too, I take it. Now you don't have to be suspected anymore. Whoa! What? Hold up. Wait a minute. I don't know. I'm just gonna let them. At that time, Maria, who alone seemed to be watching this as though it were a show, sneered at her mother. Androsa reacted nervously to that laugh and turned around.
Keys don't have anything to do with this. Beatrice can open doors with magic. She doesn't need keys. It doesn't matter who has or it doesn't have something like that.
Okay, no. So the Beatrice laugh is what got me, but I don't know. I don't think it means anything. I think it's just a show of that she's getting corrupted. It's like I said before, the power is getting to her, and she's like really going downhill. That's all that means. Don't I always tell you to stop laughing like that? My goats! What is it, Butler-kun? I just had cut in between of the two of them. No, that's not it. I was on my knees and hugging Maria's head. I was crying. Just stop it already, Androsa. Maria was right. What are you talking about? Maria, I'm sorry for doubting. I'm sorry for not believing.
Butler,
it was all the witch's doing. The witch's doing. All that stuff about tricks and closed rooms didn't matter. It's just that the witch Beatrice actually exists. And she's really a witch. And because I didn't believe, it's been so painful and so sad.
you believe in Beatrice?
Yes, I believe Beatrice exists. And she's a witch who uses strange magic.
Butler,
Maria let go of my hand, and then she was the one holding my head.
that's enough, Butler. Beatrice existed. You had so much trouble believing, so you couldn't see her. Witches exist. They exist. And will come soon. You believed in battle, so you'll surely be invited to the Golden Land. Very soon now. It will happen very soon. So there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. There's no need to be afraid. Okay? Stay with me. Hands joined. Okay? Let's think about the riddle the put that together. Let's think about Battle's puzzle. Battle has been saying it from the beginning. She hasn't said anything other than, let's play and solve this puzzle.
Right. She did. Searching for the culprit was just a waste of time. If only we had just believed. The witch. After gently brushing my cheeks as my tears kept dripping down, Maria kissed my forehead as soft as a feather. In just that instant, Maria's smile, which had once seemed creepy to me, looked like that of an angel.
We have returned the master keys, but our loyalty to the Ushirimiya family will not change. From now on, we will not enter the parlor without permission. Rosa-sama, please lock the parlor from the outside.
You truly are an admirable person. When the typhoon passes, if the cries of the seagulls return to this island again, I wonder if we'll be able to trust each other once more.
If you were to grant us that trust once again, there could be no greater pleasure.
I see. We'll definitely be able to understand each other. When the seagulls cry.
It would probably be best if we left this room as it is until the police come. Rosa-sama, if you would please lock it, we will return to the kitchen. If you need anything, please command us at any time.
Thank you. If you are a wolf, how shamelessly you speak. If you are a sheep, then I'm sorry for throwing you into the cage of the wolves.
Furniture entrusts the fate to the family. If I could regain your trust by giving up this life of mine, I would consider it a great honor.
I hope you all manage to remain safe until the typhoon passes, if such a thing is possible. This is all a rhapsody of blowing winds and pouring rain performed by the typhoon. When the performance ends and the curtain closes, we will surely be able to grasp hands together again. When the seagulls cry. Androsa nodded in response. Genji-san turned to his heels. He left the servant room. Goda-san's face was still streaked with tears, but maybe he'd managed to sort out his feelings as he listened to Genji-san's words. His face had been truly shameful, but it had returned to his face of the Goda-san we all knew.
I will also be waiting in the kitchen. If you need anything, please command me at any time. If you wish for some warm food, I, Goda, will have the very best prepared for you.
Thank you. I can't wait for your breakfast tomorrow. And the boat will probably come by midday tomorrow. Thanks for everything up until now. Your cooking was my only pleasure on Rokkenjima.
Certainly. I, Goda, will prepare a supreme breakfast. Please look forward to tomorrow's morning.
Thank you. And Shannon-chan, tomorrow morning, let's wake up and have some delicious coffee. George-kun?
I'm going with them.
It's alright, George-sama. Please return to the parlor. There are no more master keys, so if you're with Rosa-sama in the parlor, you won't be threatened by anyone.
You're right. That's how things have sorted themselves out, isn't it? Objectively speaking, I'd say you'd be safest staying with me in the parlor. But I won't force you to stay with us. George-kun, you may stay in any place you feel is safe. You're already an adult. It's up to you where and with whom you spend the time until tomorrow morning.
Yes, I will decide with whom I'll spend this night. Aniki, Butler-kun, stay with Rosa in the parlor. I'm sure you'll be safest there. Everywhere else outside the parlor is dangerous in comparison, so I can't leave her in a place like that alone. It's not that I suspect Shannon-chan and the other servants, or anyone at all. I don't want to suspect anyone. The inheritance? The gold? That's all nothing. There's no way people are killing each other over things like that. Yes, I know better than anyone how pure your heart is, but no one will blame you. No one. Aniki.
It's alright. I'll protect you, Butler. If you're with me, even Beatrice won't be able to lay a hand on you. I may be small, but I'm still a witch.
Yes, Maria-chan. I'm leaving Butler in your care. Alright, Shannon. Let's go.
Yes. Rosa-sama, if you would excuse me. If you have an order, please call me at any time.
I'm sorry for saying something so cruel just now. I don't expect you to forgive me until tomorrow morning. But when tomorrow morning comes, let me apologize again.
Yes. Thank you very much.
What a contrast to Natsuhi. This has been really fun. George, Aniki, and Shannon-chan left the servant room together. Now only Maria, Aunt Rosa, and I were left in this disgusting, blood-stained room. Until Genji-san disappeared, until Goda-san disappeared, until George, Aniki, and Shannon-chan disappeared, we stood there, shocked. And after their presence and their footsteps had completely disappeared, Aunt Rosa giggled, as though she just remembered something pleasant. You can't trust them for a moment. That damned furniture. That one sentence made me choke. Why are you saying something like that? There are 5 master keys in all. Who would believe that? It's obvious that some duplicate keys exist, and if we could trust them just because they pulled keys out of their pockets? You don't mean that, right? But by setting down those keys, they weren't just letting go of them. You've made all their hard work count for nothing, disgraced it, trampled upon it, and in the end you made them give up their keys. What's with that parting line? They've shown they're willing to go this far, and you still can trust them? Too much, that's just too much. It's devil's proof. There are 5 master keys in all. It's impossible to prove something like that. You can show that there are 5 master keys by placing them here, but you can't prove that no more than 5 exists. Only a demon or a witch could prove something like that, right? Stop it already! Stop it already! Please, Beatrice, show yourself right now and tell Aunt Rosa and Red that there are only 5 master keys. Please, I'm begging you. This can only be proved by devils, by a witch like you. Please, Beato, show yourself here and tell Rosa that those are all the master keys. That there's no need to suspect anyone anymore. No! My theory, my theorem, my way of thinking, my thought processes. Oh God, in the rain, turn to ash and float away. No! I got nothing. No. Think for a second. Think for a second. Don't give up. Think. You can counter this. You didn't prepare for this. Think. My notes. Where's my Discord server? Think. I can counter this. Okay. Think. Okay. So, it's one of the keys. It's okay. No. Analyze it. There are only 5 master keys. And we have all 5. No. It's just anything that I can come up with. It's just too frivolous. It's too far-fetched. I can say that Kinso had an even master key. But no. The notes. Where's the document? The Google Doc. Where's it? The only master keys are the ones held by the servants, 1 key each. No trick could have been invented without using a key. There are several... There are several keys in the servant room, but all of those are inside the key box. No. No, 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 no. No, think, brain, think! I have something on the tip of my tongue. I have a thought is forming in my mind. I feel like Grug from the cruise. I have an idea, but the idea isn't coming to me. Think, I have something, I have something in my mind, but I can't piece it properly together. Come on. Don't give up, don't falter. Magic ain't real. Magic is not real. There's just too many things to consider. This was the foundation of my theorem. That's why I didn't make a defense for it, because I was so sure of it. Come on. It's this one that breaks me. This one line. And obviously it is impossible to unlock the door without a servant room key or the master key. Saying it's impossible means that nothing else can open it. And obviously it's impossible to unlock the door without a servant key. I got something. It's weak. It's very weak, but I got something. It is impossible to unlock the door without a servant room key or the master key. Those are kept in the key box in the center of the servant room. There are several keys into the servant room, but all of those are inside the key box. But she only said that after we all went into the room. Someone could have taken the key, used it, kept it in their pocket the whole time. After we all entered the room, they could have put it inside the key box. And then that is when Beatrice said that all the keys were inside the key box. So that's what I got for the servant room. But now what about Jessica? The servant room I got. But now Jessica. I still got nothing. Huh. Spin the chessboard. I'm trying. Okay. It's just that I'm also on Battler's side. I don't want to suspect any. Oh my gosh! No, but. Sams, you best be joking. Your mom. Okay. Don't lose my train of thought. Okay. Think. Because if I follow my thinking just now, that someone who entered the room I hate all of you. Okay, if there was only think. Okay, wait. Okay, so what I'm thinking, that one of us had the key, and we dropped it into the key box. that means that I need to suspect one of us, and I don't want to do that. I'm thoroughly cornered, because even my answer, which in itself is weak already, has the fault that it means that we have to suspect one of us. We just have to consider everything. That's the worst part. We need to consider everything. Like, should we bring into the fact that we know the 7 princes can disguise themselves as people? Apparently. What if Rosa isn't Rosa? What if the laugh, the Beatrice laugh she made was supposed to be a clue and not just something, not just a metaphor? What if she really isn't Rosa? And this whole time, she truly has been the one. So, But then what Beatrice said, when Jessica's corpse is discovered, only Banda yada yada. No one exists in this room except your group. Your group refers to Butler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Goda, and Shannon. So the fact that she mentioned Rosa, what does that mean? Like, it literally is Rosa. It's just someone disguised as Rosa. Can she be allowed to say that is Rosa because the disguise is so convincing? Maybe it convinced even her and she doesn't know. Or was it truly Rosa? It's just too much, okay. I don't want to continue. I want to have something. I want to have something before I continue. Let's... Okay. Let's focus on Jessica, I guess. The only ones in Jessica's room. No humans exist that you were not aware of. It's just so evil. The wording is so evil. This is so messed up. This is so messed up. This is so messed up. I'm not losing the race. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm not losing the race. I'm not losing the race. I'm still in. I'm still in. I'm just stumbling a little bit. But I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. Just you wait. It's going to click. It's going to click at any moment. I really think my best bet is to suspect Maria. No, Maria. To suspect Rosa. I kept pointing out how she has no resemblance to anyone in the family. Eva and Maria are very much like Beatrice. Rudolph, I can also say the same thing about Rudolph. Kraus has the hair, Jessica has the hair. But Maria, what if she isn't related at all? Maria, I keep saying Maria, I meant Rosa, I meant Rosa. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. My best bet. I'm sorry, Butler. but my absolute best bet is to suspect Rosa. Maybe it's a fake Rosa. Because, like I said, you need to think about everything. Everything. Not just the circle you're trapped in. You gotta go way back. And if we go way back, we know that Rosa was there in the chapel when they were all acknowledging Beatrice. When that scene we saw. And yet, she got to live when everyone else was killed in the chapel. I should have questioned that a long time ago already, but I didn't. So either, let me count something really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna base this off on something that I don't remember thoroughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, 4, 7. So all of them are killed. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Because I believe someone at the beginning of episode 2 said that only 5 survivors would be left. But right now, we're left with 6 survivors. Where I'm going, if we're counting Beatrice, that's the problem, that I'm counting Beatrice and I shouldn't be. But let me think about episode 1. Episode 1, it was just 4 survivors. 5 Natsuki, but Natsuki died. So, if we go off like the same thing, that there's only supposed to be 4. So even if you want to count or not count Beatrice, something's still off. Where I'm going with this is I'm saying that Rosa was killed in the chapel way back when. And this whole time, we've been dealing with an imposter Rosa. Meaning that if we can suspect her, then my theorem of someone taking a servant's key and then placing it back when we all went in makes sense. Because we have someone to place it on, someone that makes sense. But I still got nothing for Jessica. Let me give this like 5 minutes and then I'll continue. I'm a little bit happy with that, I guess. Not really, but it's something. It's just no. It's just the 7 princes are ticking me off. Let's ignore them for now. completely insane just so we can move on. I believe that at some point during the chapel. No, because when did Jessica take the master keys? Was it during the chapel or when entering Beatrice's room? It was during Beatrice's room, never mind. Yeah, with Jessica's room I don't really got anything. But to me, Rosa being in the culprit makes a lot of sense. She could have put the envelope there. No, but she doesn't have the ring. We didn't... Did we see the... I don't remember if we saw the envelope, if it actually had the wax seal of the Ushirimiya family or not. Because if it didn't, then it just like super mega makes sense, right? And the thing is that I'm ignoring Kinso this whole time, right? Like, he's been on my mind, don't worry. It's just that Beatrice said only us were in these rooms. Like, there's a chance Kinso just has a super duper extra key that can open everything, right? The head house key. So that's also a possibility. I should put that out there, just in case that's it. But the fact that Beatrice said it's impossible to open them without the master key or the servant room. But, wait, no, wait. The only way, regarding Jessica's room, the only way to lock this door is with Jessica's single key or the master keys, only one of which is held by each servant. No trick could have the effect of locking the door from the outside without using the key. No, I'm going up. No, I'm lost, I'm going insane. I know, and I know you all just want me to continue. But my pride and my ego. I'm sorry, Shatter. You're going to sleep at 2 a.m. I will not be this unprepared next time. I will not be this unprepared. Give me 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Okay, so when there's only 5 keys, there's just a lot of switcheroos that could happen with the keys. Like, what if the fake Kanon took the key from Nanjo when he was holding him back? And then... Think outside. Stop thinking of just about this. Think about the chapel. Think about everything. Shut up, phone. Actually, yeah, that makes sense for Jessica's room too. In Jessica's room, it wasn't a master key. Who found Jessica's key? It was Rosa. Rosa had Jessica's key the whole time, and that's how she locked the room. And then when we all went in, she pretended to find the key on the bedside. She didn't use a master key there. She used Jessica's key. And then, in the servant's room, Rosa used a servant's key. And then when we all went in, she put it back in the key box before Beatriz said that they were all in the key box. I finally, I have something. Because Rosa was the one who found Jessica's key. Again, I don't want to suspect Rosa. But I can feel better about it by saying that this isn't Rosa. This is Leviathan, the Prince of Pride. No, wait. Lucifer is the Prince of Pride. Yeah, I can just say that it's Lucifer, the Prince of Pride, disguising herself as Rosa. And that's why she's acting all cuckoo crazy. I also don't like that, but fine. It's better than suspecting Rosa outright, I believe. But either way, it makes a lot of sense to me. But now, how are we gonna get Butler to say that? I don't... No, I think it's because this... How... When do they want to talk about the seven princes is the thing. Would they really reveal them right now? Would they reveal that they're all orphans? Secret servants? And would Butler figure it out right now? It might be too much of an endgame, and that would be for later, and not yet. So let me think of a backup to that plan. But right now, my main theorem is Rosa / fake Rosa used a servant's key to do the servant key lock puzzle, putting this key back inside into the box after we all went in, and then used Jessica's key to create her locked room, and then when we all went in, she pretended to find Jessica's key. Wasn't there a third locked room? Am I crazy? Oh, the third one was a chapel. Which, again, the chapel also makes sense if it was Rosa. Because she, by all means, should have been dead. But for some reason, she survived as well. The culling. When she clearly was there, when they were all acknowledging Beatriz. I mean, that's the thing, right? I keep glossing over that. I mention it and then I move forward from it. It is inexplicable that she has seen Beatriz. She acknowledged Beatriz. And yet, she hasn't mentioned her at all throughout all of this. If she knows Beatriz is real and is a witch, why isn't she the one saying that this is all done with magic instead of putting blame on others? Yeah, am I stupid? Never mind, I'm not making a backup plan to that. That's what's happening. The real Rosa is either dead and was replaced by a fake Seven Prince Rosa, or by acknowledging Beatriz somehow made her part of her posse, and what Rosa has been doing has just been part of what Beatriz told her to do. I don't like that. I think she's been replaced. Because at this point, Kinso was dead. So instead of Kinso this time, Rosa is the one who was killed as well. but her real body was hidden because she was replaced by this fake. Boom, I'm happy with that. It took me 50 minutes. I'm happy with that. That's what I got. That's what I'm going in. That is my bullet. That is my truth bullet from Danganronpa that I'm going in with this. Rosa is not real. It was the wind. I'm back. We're so back. We're so back. We're so back. Let's come. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Whew. There are only 5 keys. There are only 5 master keys. How's that? No matter how often I say it, it won't reach Rosa's ears. After all, it seems there's still someone who denies that I exist, right? Who should only have that I accept it. I accept you exist. You exist. You definitely exist. So I'm begging you, stop this already. Stop it already. Stop it already. Words alone are not enough. Show it with your actions. Swear from your heart that you will become my furniture. Can you do it? Take off your clothes, be naked, and put your hands on the ground and crawl. Clothing is proof of one's humanity. From now on, you will become furniture, so it's only natural that you will lose that right. Then kneel, make your tongue crawl on my shoes. Can you do it? You can do it right. When you do, I'll appear and say it in red. I'll tell Rosa that there are only 5 master keys. Oh, but of course, you'll never abandon that lordly pride of yours. But you're done well. You've done more than enough, and you're starting to get that tingly feeling, aren't you? Just for an instant, you thought maybe licking my shoes wouldn't be so bad, didn't you? And you immediately denied that and felt ashamed, right? Just looking at your expression feels just heavenly. That face of yours is so pathetic, so go look in the mirror. You'll see how low you are, naked and licking my shoes, right? Can you see it? Who should have me a butler? Fucking no, butler! Put me in, coach. Put me in. I got it. I'm not mad. I'm just taking out my fumes. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not lost. I'm excited. I'm excited to see if I'm wrong or not. I'm so excited. I feel so proud of what I thought. I don't care that Battler quote-unquote gave up for now. He'll come back. That's my goat. I know he'll come back. Yeah, I came out of that. If I hadn't fought so hard to think of some truth bullet to use, I would have ended stream right now. I would have been groveling. I would have been crying and pooping everywhere. I would have been so sad and so disappointed because they just ended the scene like that without Battler fighting back. But no, the fact that I made my own truth bullet makes me so happy and excited. I'm so happy and excited. Don't worry, Battler. Take the back seat. I'm in. We'll get you back. We'll get you back. Okay, I have to read this from the beginning. I heard that Meta, please, you would love it. Please, 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 please. Like, it's dude. And yes, it's true. You're getting hella spoiled, but there's so much more to this than just this. Like, if you want to keep watching, very well. But if you really, really want to read it, you gotta. Like, holy moly, this is cinema. This is cinema. I'm happy. I'm happy. Put me in, coach. I got it. Yeah, the last 15 minutes was you getting that. Go, streamer. Yippee! on episode 2 already recommending it. Come on! I don't get that thought process. Why would you need to wait more to recommend it? If you enjoy any type of riddles or puzzles, then like by episode 1 should have already got you, but the moment the red text was introduced, that's like, you're in. This is your game now. You're in. My favorite Batman villain is the Riddler, alright? I love puzzles. Okay, that's funny. Like, anyone who has heard me yap about RPGs knows my catchphrase by now. My catchphrase being that I love when battles in RPGs are just big puzzles. I hate when RPG battles are just number games. It's just big number wins. If you have lower number, you lose. I love when the boss has like a gimmick or a strategy that you really need to think about and build your party around and think about what skills you need to use and all that, because I just love puzzles. I love puzzles. So I didn't know that this game was going to be a puzzle game. I just thought it was a visual novel. Ruby never said this. Nobody ever told me it was a puzzle game. Like, I knew there was some mystery elements, but it's just a mystery novel. You read it and you get the answers and all that. But I didn't think it was like an actual outright puzzle game. Like, I love puzzles. I'm the puzzle guy. I'm the puzzle person. I was just cooked from the beginning. I am the Victorian era person. I love gothic things. I don't think I need to prove that, how much I've yapped about all of that. And I love mythology and demonology. I also don't need to prove that. And clearly, because of how hard I'm going with all this, you can see that I love puzzles. So this whole game, hook, line, and sinker. Like, I was cooked. Anyways, one more scene and we're done. I said 1 hour 30 minutes. It's been 2 hours. Ruby Tomato will sleep at 3 a.m. So one more scene.
I can't believe it. Are you saying that's the truth?
Yes. We've told you yesterday as we saw.
Oh my gosh. And that's why the fake canon was talking about Rosa. That Rosa said. Like, obviously that was a fake canon. So not sure how to go too far with that. But I'm just saying, now it makes more sense why the fake canon was implicating Rosa. Because Rosa was literally responsible. It's just, why would another of the 7 princes implicate the other 7 princes? Let me think here. Not sure. On that, I'll let the game do its job.
Yes, we told you everything as we saw it.
George folded his arms and started mumbling again. And the kitchen was once again wrapped in a long silence.
George-sama, I'm fully aware how hard it must be for you to believe all that so suddenly. After all, even though I saw it with my own eyes, I grow less and less sure what it is I actually saw. I'm sure I saw it, and I'm sure I got into a fight too, and yet I almost feel like it was all an illusion.
I see. So that's why you couldn't go into the details in front of Aunt Rosa. If you actually told her what you just told me, you'd probably be in even more trouble. Yeah, Genji-san, you really did handle that one composively, didn't you? If only I had the power to explain myself. George had not actually seen it, and even when pressed to believe, he just couldn't imagine it. It was only natural. Like, there's a lot of ways you can think about it as well. Rosa was there in the chapel when acknowledging Beatriz. But also, Rosa went to see Kinso by herself. We didn't get to see that scene of Rosa going up to talk to Kinso. If I'm correct about Kinso being the true mastermind, what if that was the moment Kinso told Rosa what to do? That's also a possibility if we don't want to believe in Beatriz. So I already have multiple attack angles on this theory. Like, if anything, what if then was when she was killed and replaced with Lucifer? I'm sorry, Sims. We must wrap up the stream soon. I too am tired. It was only natural, because even the people who had actually seen it had given up asking themselves what it was. Let's rewind the story a bit. Shannon, you said that when you thought Kanun-kun was an imposter, you picked up some spiderwebs and came back, right? Why did you do that?
That's right, I was thinking about that as well. Why spiderwebs?
Because Beelzebub is a fly.
I happened to hear from Kumasawa-san once. A long time ago, evil spirits lived on Ronkinjima and they, feared spiderwebs. And they say there's a legend that people treasured spiderwebs as amulets. And, right at that moment, I think I was also a bit confused.
When it comes to those old stories, Kumasawa was very knowledgeable.
Well, spiders are very useful bugs after all. Yes, it wouldn't be at all strange for a belief system like that to come into being. Hanansi.
I'm sure that the Tori shrine was suppressing the power of those evil spirits. And because the spirit's mirror was broken, the power came back. That power must be what allowed Beatrice-sama to revive. If I, regarded as I am, hadn't done such an outrageous thing.
Shannon, you don't need to worry about that anymore. I don't blame you for it. Or counter-argument, our 1,000-year-old... Nope, not reading the rest. Nope, shoo. There was some kind of a code cause for her meeting with George. After listening to her, George had grown to think that she was being a typical girl associating love with fate, chance, and miracles. He did think that smashing the spirit mirror offered at the Tori shrine was taking it a bit far, but he'd laughed it off and forgiven her, thinking of it just as a prank that showed how serious she was about her relationship with him. Just breaking a mirror in some musty shrine wouldn't have changed the fate of one-hour meeting, and it would never cause any curse. He tried to cheer her up, saying it was only a musty mirror covered in dust.
Ever since I started working on this island, I've heard the story of a spirit called Beatrice-sama from several core workers. At the beginning, I thought it was ridiculous, but since it would appear indiscreet to say anything out loud, outwardly, I conducted myself as though I also believed it. But could it really?
She existed. Beatrice-sama wasn't the mansion all along, but she lost her powers and wasn't able to appear before us. She did exist all this time. It's just that we couldn't see her.
I'd like to hear Genji-san's opinion.
I have no opinion. All I want to say is that, at the time, there were 5 of us in that room. Then I thought that Conan had returned through the back door. After that, we carried him to the 7th room. Something happened, and now Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa will never come back to us. That is all. We have already explained everything we saw. I understand how unreasonable it would be to try and force belief from one who didn't witness those events, just as yourself.
How could he believe it? I was sure it was Kanun-san, but it got up from the bed. And that's right, when it started to grope about that wound in its chest in that manner, I felt sure that it wasn't Kanun-san but something else. I doubt you'll ever be able to understand, George-sama. The terror of the moment when that person I thought I knew will expose that it was, in fact, someone else entirely. I can't explain. I can't explain it at all.
I understand. I can tell that whatever happened, it was terrifying enough to give you such a shock.
Thank you very much, George-sama.
And they all fell silent again. Shannon kept crying no matter how many times she was consoled, thinking that listening to the witch's sweet whispers and breaking the spirit mirror on that day had been the mistake that ruined everything. The witch who whispered those things to you loses her power if that mirror exists, right?
I think she explained it to me a little, but I don't really remember. I think she said something about how she couldn't release her power as long as that mirror existed.
What happened to this mirror that you broke?
I don't remember. I left it behind when I broke it, so it was probably just how I left it.
So when, as they say, the reef was struck by lightning and disappeared, and must have sank to the bottom of the ocean. Well, I doubt picking it up and taping it together would make it start working again.
What have I done?
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. He didn't know Shannon breaking the mirror really had started all this off. Though the servants didn't blame Shannon, they all seemed to believe that her actions had been the root cause. But even now, George wasn't able to get that far. I'm not ready for episode 3, bruh. I don't want to go through all the quote unquote prologue again. I want to go back to the battles, the class trials. All this talk about witches and evil spirits just sounded fake to him, even though he was trying to be open-minded. Even so, he listened seriously to Shannon's story, trying to find a hint that might relieve at least a little of the pain in her heart.
Come to think of it, though it's surely different from the one in the Tori. I have heard that Madame keeps a spirit mirror as a charm.
Really? Aunt Natsuki?
Yes. I believe she received it as a memento from her grandfather or something, and that it functioned as a powerful ward against magic. A spirit mirror of high pedigree, I think.
I have also heard the same story. Something about the mirror having the power to reflect that which is not good and send it back.
If we had that spirit mirror, could we resist Beatrice since she's a witch?
Huh?
When George proposed this, the servants looked up. The shrine and the Tori where it was kept are gone now, but the important thing is that there's still another spirit mirror. I've heard that Aunt Natsuki's family is deceased from Shinto priests.
What? That's so cool! Natsuki?
She got even cooler! That's so cool! I would love that! I doubt it would lead to anything more, but it would be so cool to me if we end up having some kind of battle of these European witches, like Berncastel, Beatrice, Lambda Delta. And then we have Natsuki with like Shinto gods like Konohana Sakuya or Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi. But I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna go that far. Remember that this was episodic. If there was a bit of a slow burn at the beginning, it's because people need some sort of recaps. Besides, Ryuki should be an expert at making slow burns about everything. My goat sucks at pacing. I'm just complaining in advance because I'm so into this right now, right? But like the moment I go into episode 3 and like it opens on Kanon getting hired, or Kanon in the orphanage, or Natsuki getting married, or Eva trying to have George, or any other backstory, I'm gonna be glued to the screen, right? Like I wanna know about all of that. Literally Natsuki mentioned I can't. Any Natsuki info, streamer goes wild. It's cool. Her family were Shinto priests? That's awesome. And it's just so cool that it makes her like a cooler foil against Beatrice that she's a Shinto priest. Like, that's awesome. Maybe that isn't just a simple mirror.
I'm sure I've heard Madame say she keeps it in a treasure box. It might not be very large.
Who was the one that awoke Amaterasu from the cave? It starts with a U. Umeno Asa. I'm gonna look it up. It's Usame. Usame something. Usame something. Ameno Usame. That's who I was thinking of. I don't know why I was thinking of. It's just, I'm not sure this is correct. I haven't read Shinto myths in a while. But I believe Ameno Usame is related to mirrors because she's a dancer. She's like goddess of beauty and entertainment. So I think she's related to mirrors, but I forgot.
I'm sure I heard Madame say she keeps it in a treasure box. It might not be very large.
I don't think its size is a problem. Even the mirror I broke was just a small, insignificant looking thing.
If our opponent is a cult, then we'll have to use the occult to fight back. Sitting around here won't solve anything. It's worth trying, if only for some peace of mind. Of course, it didn't mean George had accepted the witch. However, he thought it would be necessary to have some kind of purification ceremony to heal the wounds in Shannon's heart. So this story about Natsuhi's spirit mirror was really convenient. Oh, even in death, she's still... Dude! Wait a second! I just realized! Even in death, Natsuhi is going to be the reason why Beatrice gets like a showdown, like gets hurt in some way. Like obviously Natsuhi's gun didn't actually do anything to Beatrice, but like symbolically, right? Like she stood up to the witch and shot at her. So even in death, her mirror is going to be what fights back against the witch. I could cry. Okay.
Let's go.
I won't say anything crazy like let's go get in and finish off the witch. However, I think it'll be useful to have some sort of charm that can protect us from her. Maria-chan told me about it earlier, but the door to grandfather's room was supposed to be able to repel magic, right? That's our grandfather for you. It means he was pretty good at defense when it comes to the occult. Let's go. To Aunt Natsuhi's room.
But I think Madame's room is locked. We'll return the master keys to Rosa-sama. And even the key box in the servant room is now locked away.
In that case, Aunt Natsuhi should have had a key on her person. Aunt Natsuhi's corpse should still be in the chapel. We probably shouldn't be disturbing it before the police come, but we can give up the explanation later.
However, the entrance to the chapel is also locked.
Godo-san, can you break a single glass window with your physical strength? You could smash it with a nearby rock.
Would it really be okay to break the window of that important chapel?
When grandfather gets mad at us, I'll take responsibility. From the beginning, I've been ready to fight the whole Ushirimiya family today. I've got to get them to accept my engagement to you, so I've been prepared from the start. Let's break the glass. Then, let's borrow the key from Aunt Natsuhi's corpse. George's announcement that he'd take responsibility seemed to have given the servants a great deal of courage. Shannon and Goda looked at each other and then looked at George's face again. Grandfather knows everything about the occult. I'm sure he'll understand if it's the power of Aunt Natsuhi's spirit mirror we're talking about. Don't worry, he won't get mad at you.
I wonder if Madame's mirror will really be able to seal Beatrice-sama once again.
I don't know. But I think it's worth trying. So let's go. It's getting darker and darker outside. Quickly. Shannon, get a flashlight. Goda-san, find something that looks like it can break in the glass. Sorry, Genji, but can you be on umbrella duty? Yes, sir! The servants who had been rejected by Rosa gained a new master and started to move. George, who was normally calm and gentle, was now radiating dignity. Shannon checked the emergency flashlight, just in case she changed the batteries. Goda was testing several heavy-looking cooking tools. Normally, a highly praised chef like him wouldn't be able to use them for something other than the intended purpose, but now he was frantic to fulfill the order from the one he accepted as his master. After some worrying, he took a large, thick flying frying pan. Thick feeling. Flying. Genji removed several umbrellas from the umbrella stand set in the corner near the kitchen door. He took 3 of them. Genji-san? I cannot go with you. It would be embarrassing for me as the head servant of the Ushirimiya family if we were all gone when an order was given.
But Genji-san, even if you must understand how dangerous it is to be alone in this mansion now.
I cannot go. I must remain here, so that the master can call for me at any time.
Genji-sama.
Go and obey George-sama. Be careful not to make any blunders. Goda, I am counting on you to set an example.
Yes! Leave it to me!
I will surely fulfill my duty.
You sure about this, right, Genji-san? Yes. I am already at this age. All the days of my life until now have been spent repaying the debt I owe the master. The roulette will decide the fate of a senile old man like myself. I will sit here and see what the result will be with mine own eyes. As Genji said that, he sat down. As though saying that he couldn't intend to discuss this anymore, his gaze fell to the chessboard that he played Nanjon. When George saw this, he decided to leave Genji there. Let's go, everyone. It looks like the wind has died down a bit for now. When George took an umbrella and dashed down the hallway, Shannon and Goda chased after him, each holding a tool. After they flew out of the room, Genji quietly stretched his hand out to the side of the chessboard. He softly pulled something there towards himself, covering it with his palm. Genji killed his breathing even more than before. And as he did, something flashed gold. From inside an ice pail set on the corner, a small gold butterfly appeared, softly and silently. It was almost as though it had seen George and the rest off and was trying to secretly chase after them. It happened in an instant. The elegant gold butterfly flapping his wings was pinned against the wall by the knife Genji threw, just like a butterfly in a book collection. After the gold butterfly beat its wings several times, looking like it was in pain, it accepted the fate that it couldn't break free, became fine gold powder and smoke, and disappeared, as though it had melted into water. Genji still gazed down at the chessboard as though nothing had happened. Maybe he would think up a brilliant move very soon. But no matter what move he made, his opponent would not be able to respond for all eternity. Even though he knew that Genji searched for a brilliant move, it must have been the perfect way to kill time during the short period before some fate would be given to him. He didn't know what result the roulette would bring about, but the decision would be made very soon. No one could interfere with the tumbling roulette ball. And game! We're ending there. I'm sure the episode is about to end like 5 minutes from now. But it is almost 12 a.m.